Hello and welcome to Animal Watch, and today we're off to see the world's oldest wolf. Yay!
Wolves do not live long in the wild, with the average lifespan being approximately 5 years old. This is due to many factors, including territorial fights with neighbouring packs of wolves, disease, starvation, and of course, trapping and hunting. Wolves in captivity do not come into contact with human hunters, and any wolf aggression is quickly resolved, with packs being split up and housed separately.
But still, a captive wolf cannot expect to live more than 14 years, which is why this wolf we're meeting today is so incredibly special.
I'm off to meet Maddie, a captive habituated wolf from a Canadian line. Until recently, she lived alongside her brother Kgosi, who sadly passed on a few months ago. She is now in her 19th year and going strong, despite being diagnosed with cancer a year ago.
Hello!
Hi again, how are you?
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again.
All right.
Come in and have a look at Maddie.
Yes.
Jolly good.
Yes, lovely.
Have a good journey?
Yes, a long one.
Yeah. Maddie, Maddie, Maddie! Maddie, Maddie, Maddie! Maddie, Maddie, Maddie!
Oh, here she is.
She is. Good girl.
Oh,
Hello.
Maddie.
Hello. Hello.
Maddie.
Hello, my little girl.
Hello.
Hello.
Little sausage. So Tony, Maddie's in her 19th year now. That's extraordinarily long for a wolf, isn't it?
It certainly is. The average age for a wolf in the wild is probably only around 8 years. Infant mortality is very high as well in the wild, and in captivity 12, 14 years is really good. As you say, in her 19th year it really is extraordinary.
Yeah, and we can see she's so comfortable sitting with us. So can you tell me her story from the day she arrived here, pretty much, and why she's so comfortable around humans?
Well, she's a well socialised wolf. She arrived at 8 days old. She came from Port Zoo down in Kent, and she was part of a litter surplus to requirements. The zoo went through an awful lot of trouble to find a home for her, a suitable home for her. She came along with a brother, Kgosi, who was a sibling from the same litter, and from 8 days old she slept in a sleeping bag with me in the kitchen for the first 2 months of her life, and then she went into a nursery at the back of the house with Kgosi, and again we were spending probably 12 hours a day with her.
Wow.
And hence she remains very socialised, well socialised to people in general, but to me in particular.
Yeah.
And
So when she was really tiny and you were raising her, how often were you having to feed her?
I was feeding every 2 hours or so, and it's bottle feeding. We were feeding her with milk, which was at that time we used a combination of lactol and the dehydrated milk that we use for humans, and a few additives with that also. So they're very, very demanding. It's
like a human baby, isn't it, really?
Oh, yeah, every bit so. And indeed we act a little bit like surrogate parents to them, and so that's how they respond to us.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously there's a cut-off point, isn't there, where it's hard to have a wolf trust a human. What is, in your experience, is the cut-off point where it's hard to make that connection and keep them as tame as she is now?
Well, I think Trust is, yes, a part of it, but what you're doing when you socialise a wolf from that very early age, you're getting rid of the flight instinct. They obviously do see you as a parent from 8 days, which is the time when 8 to 12 days when they open their eyes. So they've got your smell pheromonally. They understand you probably better than we do ourselves, and they are associating you as their parent, and so therefore all the behaviour that they have is response to just that.
Yeah, and of course she is almost 19, which is astounding. Do you think that she could possibly be the oldest wolf in the world?
Well, if it's worth anything, there's a possibility she is. She's very precious to me. Yes, she could well be. I don't know of any wolf that's older, and I have contacted a number of parks just out of curiosity to find out the longevity of a wolf. And there are wolves that have lived till they were 20, but to my knowledge there is none in existence at the moment.
Maddie's in her 19th year, which is absolutely astounding, and I was here last year with Kgosi, her sadly passed away brother, but he made it to an incredible 18 years as well, and you've had other wolves as well which have made it to an almost similar age. What is the secret of their longevity with you? I mean, apart from the fact that we are sitting in one of the most beautiful places in the UK, it's like the wolves are in the wild. They've got the fresh air, they've got this fresh water stream, and they're left to their own devices. It's not like a zoo. People don't come and stare at them and stress them out. So what is the secret of their amazing age, do you think?
I think you've covered a combination of a number of things there, and that combined with a good fresh source of food, which is mainly chicken, 99%. They do a tiny bit of self-catering. If a rabbit squeezes in, they've managed to make sure it doesn't get out, as you'd expect. But yes, it's a nice environment for them. The water, there's a stream run through all of the enclosures. That acts also as a corridor of interest for other species that they find something to entertain themselves with. We even had a wolf that actually turned over flat stones in the stream, and then hoiked out whatever they found underneath them. One of the things that they have hunted here is frogs.
Oh, really?
But, unlike the French, they don't really like the taste of them. They'll catch them and then spit them out.
Yeah, I can't imagine they taste very nice.
But yes, it's a nice environment for them. They're pretty relaxed. It's a very large environment for a captive animal also.
Yeah. I mean, I think wolves don't particularly like to be stared at, and they like to have a good deal of space around them. And I think sometimes in the zoos, when the enclosures are so small and that up close, stressful environment where they can't get away, especially in some of the zoos I've seen in America. I went to a couple in Arizona where they were absolutely tiny, and then you come here and she's with us because she's comfortable at being with you, but of course you've got your other wolves which are not habituated, and we can see how much they want to get away. They want to hide in the trees, they don't want to be near humans, so we can see that wolves are not comfortable generally around people. So I just think that you have just got the perfect combination here, and it's just perfect for them.
Well, I think they've also got the company of other wolves. They've got the scent, the smell. Even if they can't see them, there's the scent, the smell. They can hear them, they'll communicate with howling, and also through the wires with gestures, nuances and postures. And so I think after they've been here a time, they do settle down to the environment, and it's home for them. Yeah. And yes, including people, put the people in confined environments, and they behave differently. And so,
well, I wish you many, many more months, if not years, with Maddie. We'll see how long it takes her, and thank you so much for letting me come and see her today.
That's a pleasure. It's lovely to see you again.
Well, today has been a beautiful day, and I truly believe that these lush and natural surroundings have contributed to Maddie's incredibly long lifespan. WolfWatch UK is the only UK sanctuary in the whole of the United Kingdom that actively rescues wolves. If you would like to help support them, then please drop by their website, which is www.wolfwatch.uk. Bye for now.